Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apeliohai. We've got a thrilling show for you today. And of course, talking about the last 16 draws have been done and dusted. Real Madrid up against Atletico Madrid, talking about the setup of a Madrid derby in the last 16. It promises to be exciting. I'm being joined today by Ikechukwu and of course, Maiwa will also be joining us virtually on the show this lovely afternoon. And of course, for those who are not going to be a part of Tuesday, Wednesday football, will not understand what it means, talking about the last 16 draws. But all the same, you're welcome. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, absolutely. Thank God it's Friday. Good evening to you, Jerry, and good evening to our viewers. It's a very interesting day to be here, knowing that the Champions League draw is available now. We can actually look out for, the teams actually be making it to the next level, and some things seems to appear sure bets to go to the next round. Of course, you might also want to say nothing certain in football, but then it's a very good Friday to talk football.
All right, it's a very good Friday to talk football. Maiwa is also joining us virtually, and it's great to have you join us on Locker Room. Okay, we understand that Maiwa is not yet with us, but let's go straight to the point where it looks like Newcastle United winger Jacob Murphy won't accept the offer of switching his international allegiance to the senior national team of Nigeria following an approach from the coach of the team, Eric Chell. As we first reported, the coach met with a 29-year-old who is of Nigerian descent and is still eligible to play for the senior national team of Nigeria despite representing England at under 21 level. Eligible for Republic of Ireland as well, the winger, who has 5 goals and 9 assists this season in all competitions, isn't keen on playing for the Super Eagles despite the possibility of playing in the 2026 World Cup. And Murphy will concentrate on maintaining his impressive club form and has not given up hope of one day earning his first senior England cap. His decision has been conveyed to the coach of the Nigerian team, and his decision was accepted, but told him the door is always open if he has a change of heart. Okay, the man still has hopes at the age of 27? 29. That he's still going to have an England cap. That's quite audacious. Or he just say he doesn't want to play national team football.
Not really. I mean, Jim Vardy came into limelight, started making his wave in the Premier League at about the same age, 29. This season Leicester City became a thing in England. We can have all of the back and forth, but it boils down to one thing. Let me even start by saying that I'm quite very excited that he actually turned the Super Eagles down. Not because I don't want him to be part of the setup, no. Of course, he's got the quality. I don't think that we have anybody that will play better than him at this point in the right wing. So that's one. That's why I'm going to look at is, turning the offer down as a minus for us. But then it is, again, let's look at the positives. If we keep recruiting top players that we actually have nothing to do with their grooming and how they became superstars, how much of a development will it trickle down to our grassroots level? These are the questions we should be asking. This is a time for us to now look back and say, okay, if we keep getting this sort of rejection, Saka rejected, this one rejected, many of these guys, top quality players, keep rejecting, it's going to, I don't know people who manage our football, I don't know how they think, but then if I were to be there, the first thing that will come into my head is, if these guys keep rejecting us, there's only one way to go. It's all about now developing our home front so that we can actually get quality players come out. I mean, the class of 94, all of the players West Ham used to actually conquer Africa at the time, and also made the 5th best team in the world in terms of FIFA ranking. All of these single players, every single one of them at that point actually came from Nigeria. There was no player, there was no fishing of top talent from Europe or players who we actually developed abroad and then we're looking and begging them to come play for the Super Eagles. Every single one of them actually cut their teeth here and they became a superstar before they left. Or you might want to say they were not superstars in Nigeria before they left in the league, but then they became an adult and they left. And when we actually, some of them were even from here, they joined the Super Eagles. We've had quality players from the league that actually joined the Super Eagles. It's now that time for us to go back. This should be this should be that revolution that we've been clamoring for. This should be that point. We should sit back and look. People who have interest of sport development in Nigeria should now look back and ask ourselves the question. This is a rallying call also for ex-international, the likes of JJ Okocha, the likes of Kanu Nwankwo, who have actually chosen to start their own brand betting and all of that companies instead of actually investing their trade and expertise in developing our league and the talents we have, the pool of talents we have here. This is that time when we need to start calling. It's so sad. Jacob Murphy, as good as he is not even better than the likes of Finidi George in the right on that flank. He's not better than Tijani Barangida. So we've had the best Amunike and the likes from flank. So it really shows that we've got what it takes to actually develop players that will be far better than him from that particular position. So what are we doing? Let's ask ourselves a question and go back to the drawing board and do the right thing.
All right, let's ask ourselves questions and go back to the drawing board and do the right thing. Maiwa is with us. It's great to have you join us on Locker Room this lovely afternoon.
It's always amazing to be here. The issue, this ugly issue right side again. A whole lot of this Oyinbo trained players, turning us down. Jacob Murphy, I saw the news earlier, and I was wondering what's the reason for that. Yes, they might have their own reasons. Even how football is being run here, does not encourage some of these players, to turn up for Nigeria, and that's the reason why a whole lot of them end up rejecting Nigeria. One of the few things that we need to focus on is this. In as much as, yes, about some days ago, earlier this week, we were discussing Chelle'S talking about he has a list of about 20 or 23 players that are born abroad that he feels he wants to bring into Nigeria to play. That's an indication that we don't have any plan to develop our own football. Ikechukwu made mention of something the other time, which is very, very critical. The team that won the Nations Cup, 1994 Nations Cup, a lot of them, apart from Michael Emenalo, who went to the World Cup, who has a stint abroad playing for Boston and the rest of that, because he went there for college. Apart from that, a whole lot of them, cut their teeth in the Nigerian league here before they started moving outside wherever they were playing. And that's a testament to how, they went through the process. However, in recent years, we have decided to go via the shortcut, let the guys, the foreign-based guys, let them be developed over there. Then we start begging them. And that's the reason why a whole lot of them, take us for granted. I mean, if we have a system that we put in place that brings this player, that's like a feeder team that feeds all our national team, players from the under 17 to the under 20 to the under 23, we will not have any cause, to be begging players that probably choose Nigeria as a second choice. The bottom line is this: the people running our football, they need to do better. The allocation FIFA gives them every year in, year out, it needs to be invested in the grassroots. We don't have to wait. We have seen countries done it before. They can take a leave from, and I'm not trying to promote Remo Star. Remo Star is not paying me for advertisement, but we can see what Remo Star is doing with their Beyond Limit Academy and just so that. The NFF can do something like that. We are big enough to have something like that, and that is the way to go. Instead of us going to, to beg hand in arms to all those people that probably choose Nigeria as second choice. To be honest, it's disappointing, but I hope, the next NFF board, because I don't think this guy the current one can do it, the next NFF board will do something about, growing our football, ensuring that we have a feeder team that will continue to feed our Super Eagles such that we don't go outside and start begging people that don't care about Nigeria.
Yeah, spot on there, Maiwa. We spoke severally about the situation of talking about our age grade teams for the under 17, the under 20, the under 23, which used to be the feeders team for the Super Eagles. They died a natural death. For the past 10 years, it has been a very lonely place as far as the age grade teams is concerned. It's pretty sad. That is why you see that the NFF has not channeled all their energy towards looking at players born abroad. That has been the strategy for the past 8 to 10 years. And so far, so good. It's killing our age grade teams. And to talk about the Npfl, we can have it on good authority that the newly appointed coach of the senior national team of Nigeria, Chelle'S, says he has found 7 players who could be good enough for the team after watching 2 games in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Chelle'S watched the game between Ikorodu City and Plateau United in Lagos before traveling to watch Remo Stars against Kwara United in Ogun State. And speaking after those games, especially after the game between Ikorodu City and Plateau United, Chell told the press that he has seen some players with the prospect of getting a call-up to the team from the 2 games he watched. He said 4 players impressed him in the game in Lagos, and 3 more also caught his attention in Ikenne, that's the hometown of Remo Stars. He, however, declined to mention the names of the players or if they will be in his list of players in the upcoming World Cup qualifier games against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, respectively, in March. And of course, the coach is expected to watch 2 more games before switching his attention to the games in March by keeping a close eye on players who will be in the team for the games which are crucial to the chances of Nigeria making it to the 2026 World Cup. This is a welcome development that the coach even coming out to say he has seen some players that have the quality to make the national team. If he asks me, even if he watches more games, at a point he might get confused because they are a bundle of talents in the Npfl.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And to make it easy for him, to make his job very well easy for him, is that he should just, I expect him to actually have a list of the Chelle'S players and then go watch those particular players, because there's actually no time to start experimenting, right? So these are the team B. So just go watch those particular players and see if they actually have what it takes. Then while watching these players, you might just find yourself seeing other players who can actually match those ones or even better, and then you can just replace. That's the best way to go about it. It's a very good one. I mean, I want him to see more of these games. This is that particular point in time of every season where you see the best of every players, because the league is almost going to the end. So everybody wants to actually maintain a certain position. The ones who don't want to avoid relegation will definitely up their game. The ones who actually are chasing the league will definitely up their game. The ones who actually want to make the continental championship will also up their game. So it's that point where the pressure and everything that has to do with player quality comes into light. I just hope we can actually see more of these games. We're already in March, so say by next week we'll be saying goodbye to February. The qualifiers are already here for us to actually see. So, but maybe in the next a week or two, maybe in the next 1 week, particularly 1 week, we can actually see the quality of player he's going to bring. I don't know, but I want to believe that he already has his list. Maybe this time next week we should be expecting this to come out, and then we'll know the players. But I believe, this is me saying this, I believe that many of the players who are actually part of the Chelle'S, or some of them, let me say some of them will definitely be part of that setup. I don't have any doubt, because they've got the quality to be there. Not just because you want to add Nigerian League players, no.
All right, okay. Making a case for the Npfl players, Samaiwa and Eric Chell has already said that he has seen 7 players. He's still going to watch 2 more games. He has to see 10 games to have the benefit of at least spreading to other players, because it would be unfair to only see 4 games and only believe that those 4 games are the best he can actually bring in. And if being, he can have a trusted scout who can also go and watch the other games and give him feedback. I think that will also be a welcome idea.
Well, I mean, it's a good one that is going around to watch games. And I was really glad to see him go and watch Kwara United play. There's a particular player in Kwara United, Razak Alatishe. He's been very, very fantastic for Kwara United in the middle of the park. These are the kind of players that should be making the national team. When I heard him, going to watch Kwara United and Remo Star, I will not be surprised if Alatishe makes that particular team, because he has been in fantastic form. But in any case, I think that's what we have been clamoring for, and this is what has been missing, for many years. I just hope, he's able to sustain the momentum and is able to touch on, all the clubs. We have said it consistently here over time, that there is no way we will not be able to produce, 2 or 3 quality players from the local league. Our Npfl guys, they are doing, a very, very good job, playing in this kind of condition, and they're always delivering results. And like Ikechukwu rightly said, the season is coming to an end. A whole lot of them will have to step up their momentum, hence you see the best of them. Yes, definitely, the time is short. I'm not expecting to play 7, 8 local-based players in the game against Rwanda. I mean, the NFF dropped the ball, appointing him late. But however, going forward, I think maybe after the qualifiers in March, I think we have enough time for him to be able to go and watch more boys, then be able to integrate them into the team before the next World Cup qualifier. This is a good move, and I hope he's able to continue in this light and not relent, because sometimes some coaches might have the starting and they won't have the finishing. He might just do it and just do initial gra, and the next couple of months we will not hear anything about him going to stadiums to watch players. I hope he continues with this momentum for us to be able to get more local players representing Nigeria.
All right, and of course, we can tell you for free that the Sky Blue Stars have secured a commanding 10-point lead at the top of the standings with 13 matches left in the Npfl season. And in light of this strong position, Ogumodede emphasized the importance of maintaining a steady approach and avoiding unnecessary pressure on the team. And of course, our current focus is on the next match. He said that they will assess the title prospect at the end of the season. And of course, it goes on and on. He highlighted the importance of concentrating on their next encounter against Nasarawa United, aiming to capitalize on any weaknesses the opposing team may have. And despite the ambitions, Ogumodede acknowledged that teams fighting relegation can be particularly challenging to face, citing Lobby Stars' recent performance against Shooting Stars as an example. He expressed a strong desire of maximum points against Nasarawa United, indicating the team's determination to secure a victory. So it's going to be a clearly contested one. You want to roll with talking about the Rangers' Manile Chukwu, who said that it's looking like 80% for Remo Stars to win the league title.
Well, at this point, yes, I may begin to say, okay, it seems like Remo Stars are actually coasting home to victory, because 10 points is actually a long gap at this point. I mean, how many games to go? So it tells you that, yes, it is a semblance of a champion, that there's a semblance of a new champion of the Npfl. I mean, if they win this title, of course, their very first title. So the semblance of a new title emerging in the Npfl, and Ogumodede has really done great. It's really shown that he's earned that position of the coach of the Chelle'S Eagles. And himself and Ilechukwu, they've really proven that, yes, indeed, we are actually the best coaches in this country. Ilechukwu is actually the vice, and of course, I remember last season, he led the Rangers to glory. So it's a very good one for him, and of course, his boys. Again, like Maiwa was talking about their Beyond Limit Academy, their grassroots system. They've really shown that, yes, they have a very good system that actually bringing the best of talents that is pushing that team. They really don't have the bag that Enyimba has, but of course, they've been able to show that they've got what it takes to actually run a system properly. And that's one edge Enyimba had in the early 2000s. It's not about the amount of money the state governor was actually pumping in. Every state governor has what it takes to actually pump in money into Enyimba at the point, into their own club sides, the club sides in their states at the point. But then one thing that separates Enyimba from the other teams was one man, Felix Anyansiagu, who actually understands football administration. And that's one thing that Remo Stars has really shown, that they really understand how to run a proper system. And kudos to them. I hope they end up winning the league.
All right, we hope they end up winning the league. Talking about Remo Stars, Maiwa, any contrary opinion as far as Remo Stars winning the league is concerned?
Well, I don't think so. However, I hope they don't behave like Liverpool that decided to open the league title race. It's more like it's done and dusted. We have two Chan Eagles coach trying to exchange the title to each other. I mean, Ilechukwu was winner last season. Ogumodede has come up and is trying to get the title from him. My only concern is just that, I just hope this is not a flash in the pan. I hope that there is sustenance, in sustaining what they have started, because one of the major issues we have, we battle with, especially in our league, is teams start out with a whole lot of good ideas. At the end of the day, maybe a change in management comes and that dream goes away. Ikechukwu was mentioning Enyimba the other time. Yes, in as much as I don't agree with state government using state fund to fund football, because they use that as a campaign tool and the rest of that. However, when there was a particular plan and there were people in place that understand it and there was no change in government, Enyimba was doing very well. But immediately there was a change in government because it is politics, because it is run by politics. Things started going down the drain. So I hope Real Monster can keep up with what they are doing, and even after they win this league, probably let's see the good work continue. But I don't think anything will take away the league from them. Ogumodede and Real Monster, they are the champions in waiting.
All right, the champions to wait. And talking about champions, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League holders. Real Madrid will play local rivals Atletico Madrid in the last 16 of the competition, while Bayern Munich were drawn against Bundesliga title challengers Bayer Leverkusen on Friday. And Real trounced the Premier League champions Manchester City 6-3 on aggregate in the playoffs, and will now make the trip across town to play Atletico, the side that beat in the 2014 and 2016 season. And if you take a look at this, guys, their familiar foes, it's called the Madrid Derby. And who would have thought that two strong German powerhouse will be playing against each other, and two Spanish powerhouse. So it looks like, good or bad, one Spanish side and one German side is going to be living in the round of 16. And of course, it looks like the Champions League is eventually becoming competitive, like talking about UEFA actually wants it. But it's pretty going to be a very interesting one. Madrid up against Atletico.
I mean, absolutely up there. And the thing about this particular Champions League, like you said, it's becoming more competitive. And this is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying in comparison to the league, that Champions League is not as competitive as the league. Don't let not go into that. But that's what I was saying. And thank God you actually echoed that. But then for this particular fixture that we are seeing, why did it look me like that? For this particular
I don't have this trade, because if I start this argument, see, 1 hour will not be enough. Let's just.
For this particular fixture,
let's go.
It's actually interesting. Real Madrid, the last two meetings against Atletico Madrid in the UEFA Champions League, they actually came out victorious. We expect them to actually do it again this season, considering their form, and of course they are team in the same city, so they actually know how to. But however, I'm not going to say it's going to be a walk in the park. Football can be very funny. Atletico Madrid might actually just get it better off against Real Madrid at this stage. They might have been getting the best result, but just take one single season and things fall apart. But then for Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, it's going to be a very tricky tie. These are champions in waiting, talking about Bayern Munich, and against the defending champion Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, it's going to be almost impossible for them to actually retain the league this season, because this season is almost over. I'm talking about Bayer Leverkusen now. Xabi Alonso has shown, if there's anything, that he actually knows how to play Bayern Munich. Will he get a better of Bayern Munich in this season of the Champions League? It's very likely. Bayern Munich has not really been their best. Yes, they've got the quality, but Vincent Kompany's inexperience is very, very easy to spot. All Bayer Leverkusen needs to get the upper hand against Bayern Munich in this particular tie is a good form. Once they're in a good shape, I can put my money on that game. They're going to win it. But in terms of quality, if the both sides are not in their good shape and they go into that pitch, Bayern Munich will likely going to get it. But looking at Bayern Munich, they look very ordinary, even with the quality of players they have, and that's why I'm going to actually be looking at Bayer Leverkusen, edging them if they get if they manage to get into form between now and the 5th of March, that this game is going to be played.
All right, so of course, the road to Munich 2025, and it will be very unfortunate not to have Bayern Munich in the final, where it's going to be hosted there, and they've paired them against a team that knows them very well. We'll take a quick breather. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at table toppers Liverpool, who will travel to Paris Saint-Germain for the first leg after the French side humiliated Brest, who definitely will know that Michael Richards is a Brest lover, with a 10-0 aggregate win in the playoffs. Let's take a quick breather. We'll be right back. You're still watching Locker Room on Voice of the People TV.
of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people. Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us.
Delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great goal! They got a goal, Nigeria!
All right, I hope you enjoyed that interesting breather. Okay, we're just talking about the UEFA Champions League draws for the last 16. It's already out. We know it's going to be Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, and there's Bayern Munich up against Bayern Leverkusen. And of course, there's also the game between Liverpool versus Paris Saint-Germain, and Barcelona will play Benfica, while Arsenal were drawn against Eredivisie title challengers PSV Eindhoven. And Aston Villa, who last played in the knockout stage in 1983, have been drawn against Club Brugge, and while 2023 runners-up Inter Milan play Feyenoord. So those are the fixtures to look forward to as far as the Champions League is concerned. Arsenal fans are already excited, and of course, we also like you to call in and of course drop your comment. What do you think about the Champions League round of 16 draws? Who do you think will make it through to the quarterfinals? Is Arsenal going to do one better against PSV Eindhoven? Is Barcelona going to stroll over Benfica? Is Borussia Dortmund going to have it all sway as they take on Lille? Is Bayern Munich going to establish that they are true Champions League side against Bayern Leverkusen? Will Real Madrid forget about derby status and say we are king of Champions League? Or will PSG finally get to find their way around Liverpool, who looks like head-to-head it's not always favoring them? And of course, for Club Brugge, will they allow Aston Villa go without to at least have something to celebrate that since 1983, I think that was before I was born, if I'm correct, if my calendars are correct, since they last played in the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League, and so many things to look forward to as far as this one is concerned. We'd like to take your comments. You can drop it via the WhatsApp line. You can call us via WhatsApp, and you can also drop your message on the YouTube platform, or if you're watching us on Facebook or whichever platform that you're getting to see us today. And of course, I've already started with you. Let me now go to my one. Liverpool against PSG. I know you might also want to talk about Real Madrid as well, because those guys are the biggest when it comes to the UEFA Champions League.
The interesting matchup will probably be Liverpool PSG. The reason is this: when the Champions League started, I remember we spoke about PSG on this particular show, and one of the things we said was we don't think PSG will be able to cut it. And look at how they have turned their season around. Yes, a lot of people might say Bre is not the best of teams, but I mean Dembele, has picked up form. Zaire, a whole lot of them have started picking up form at this later stage. Luis Enrique is doing something really different, and probably might be the magician that probably bring in the Champions League for them. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to see how Liverpool, will be able to turn things around. Yes, they are beginning to show signs of fatigue. Their form in the league is a testament to that. They are beginning to struggle through games. I hope they are able to overcome that so that we can have an exciting game. For the Madrid derby, I think this is the time that Simeone should be able to get one over Real Madrid. But with the form Madrid is in right now, you know, they are in a very scintillating form, and you know that form, the way the display of Kylian Mbappe in the last match is a testament to how improved, you know, he has been. When he first of all joined, he was struggling, but now he's in a class of his own. It's going to be an interesting game. The two teams playing, you know, against each other. It's going to be very, very competitive. The derby issue will definitely come into it, but it's a game, you know, to probably look at. If I were to be a betting man, I'll probably say Atletico might nick it, because there's something about this. There's something about Atletico this season. With the inclusion of Julian Alvarez, they have been much more effective in front of goal. So probably that might come into play, and that will probably give them an edge over, you know, a Real Madrid team.
All right, okay. Okay, Barcelona should be able to navigate their way against the Benfica.
Obviously, that. Of course, we want to say there's no madness in football, but then the quality and the level Barcelona is at this point, that's not the level of Benfica. So I'm definitely going to give that to Barcelona. It may not be an easy ride, but Barcelona is definitely going to win that tie. And for Liverpool, I'll put my money on PSG. PSG is definitely going to win that game. If they manage to escape it.
Yeah, I want to see that money. Not that you say you put your money and you come to studio here and be saying, man, put your money where your mouth is. Because it's worth it to say you put your money and you now come here and put your money here. Put your money. When that time comes, match is around the corner, I will be there. You have to show me the record. I will see because your money is on PSG.
Quality for quality, you don't. There's actually nothing much to actually separate both sides. In terms of
are you kidding?
Yes, apart from Salah and Van Dijk, you don't really have superstars that you can really separate.
Wait, are you?
Players like Dembele, they have top players that are better than your players.
Let's say you're shaky, you're stammering, you know that.
No, I told you, if you look at the Liverpool side,
No, you want to do stand-up comedy.
No, wait.
So you know you're a comedian.
Wait now,
because this thing does not sell.
If you look at Liverpool side, if you look at Salah and Van Dijk, these are the only superstars.
Only?
Yes.
Which goalkeeper in that PSG squad?
I've told you, when you look at a team, when people look at a team that they fear, the goalkeeper is the least they consider.
Oh, really?
Yes, I tell you.
Goalkeeper wins games and changes.
I'm not saying they are not.
True or false?
See, we both know this thing.
The thing is that.
Okay, let me ask you one question.
Let me tell you one thing. For every top side, a goalkeeper makes a whole lot of difference. Because you know why? There were seasons that Liverpool was struggling in the league. One of our major problems was a goalkeeping problem. And Man United, when they were having issues, even as good as David De Gea was, they still felt De Gea was the problem. You get? So if your goalkeeper is not good, winning championship, like the Champions League and the Premier League, if you have a poor goalkeeper, it will surely affect your performance. So and I know you want to relate to Barcelona. Let's not
just even Barcelona. We've had teams get to the final with goalkeepers that are not superstars.
Goalkeepers that are not superstars.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So when you look at the team,
that does not mean you are going to throw away.
No, I'm not throwing away Alice. I'm saying that
what about Trent
goalkeepers are.
Trent Alexander.
Person who make first team for England national team. I mean superstar. You don't know what to be superstar.
Wait. Am I saying superstar? I'm talking about PSG.
You're talking about PSG.
PSG.
What I'm saying is, if you take out Salah. I'm giving you an example.
Okay,
I'm saying take out Salah and Van Dijk alone. You don't even have players that you can actually separate from that PSG. Arnold is not even far apart from Hakimi.
Achraf and Kimi.
Yes.
If you have Achraf, Hakimi and Arnold.
Can you separate them? Are they far apart?
Wait.
No, the question is, I'll choose Hakimi. Hakimi is better in defense. Yes. It's a more balanced right. Arnold is only good going forward. He's a terrible player when it comes to defense. That's why he's been struggling That's why he's been struggling to make the English national. If Arnold
Real Madrid after him because he's a top quality right back. Let's not be sentimental.
I just pray just
let's now go to the midfield.
Your midfielders.
Okay.
Right.
McAllister.
All these guys in your middle of the park.
McAllister.
McAllister.
Who is their midfielder in PS? Because I can't even remember their names now.
McAllister, Gravenberch, all these guys, you know. All these guys, they are not different from the PSG midfielder. In fact, some of the PSG midfielders, what is this particular guy's
If
name.
the guy is good, you will not forget the name now.
That's what I'm saying. That it's because we all see the EPL all of the time. The midfielders in
I know
PSG.
the midfielders, but I didn't want to mention that name
Wait.
because I want you to mention that name.
The PSG midfielders,
Okay.
the PSG midfielders are actually not separate, and you cannot really separate them from in terms of quality. They are almost the same thing. That's what I'm saying.
Almost the same.
Yes,
Wow, very interesting.
if
For
not
a
even
team-
better.
For a team that won 7/7 in the Champions League,
That's just form now.
it's just
It's
fun.
just form. See, let me tell you, any team, any good
When
team.
has PSG ever been on form in the Champions League?
You
That's
don't-
the question.
I've always told you the Champions League, you don't really need. All you need most times in Champions League to actually skate through is luck and experience.
Luck and
Yes, it is in the league.
Who is the lucky side now? Liverpool, Abi? Because Maiwa, if history will get me correctly, I remember
Yes.
when PSG was paired against Liverpool. That was under Jurgen Klopp. And at that time, PSG had the best attack in terms of paper over Liverpool. Because Salah was still trying to cut it. Definitely, he had a brilliant season before that time we played at PSG. PSG had Neymar. They had Kylian Mbappe. And, of course, those two were definitely, when it comes to Champions League, you know these two, they are terrible. But when they came head-to-head, Liverpool beat them. I'm just saying this because of the fact that's why I said head-to-head. Anytime PSG plays Liverpool, Liverpool always have the upper hand, whether the quality or not. And that's what I used to start. And that is why going into that game, I can still use that as a confidence booster that this one, Liverpool is already in a good position. And to back their form. So I don't understand where Mario Oga Ikechukwu is coming from and say they are not able, they're able wise apart. He was saying he said it here that and Hakimi is far better than
No. See,
but
let's be very honest now. Hakimi is a better right back now.
Okay, no problem.
but
I rest my
this
case.
Ike Chukwu has constantly said it on this show that you are going to win Carabao Cup alone. If that is the case, obviously you expect him to say Liverpool will be dumped out by PSG.
Oh, we cannot bury facts. And you said
what is the fact? That you are better than this PSG. How?
But in any case, I don't think I agree with him when he says, the quality of PSG. If you remove Van Dijk and Salah and probably maybe Alisson, I think those are three people that you probably recognize as somebody who are above those in PSG. I wouldn't want to agree with that. There's a particular Donnarumma who is also a fantastic goalkeeper in that particular team. There's an Ousmane Dembele, there's a João Neves, there's a Vitinha. So there are a lot of players, that are really doing well. You cannot say, one has a quality. If you just take the two of them, if you take Salah and Van Dijk, that's the end of Liverpool. No, there are a lot of players. There's a Trent Alexander-Arnold who Liverpool, who Real Madrid is targeting. There's a Konate who has been a fantastic one. Yes, it's currently,
I didn't even mention Konate. Konate, forgive me.
But there are a lot of players in the Liverpool side. The only if you mention Darwin Núñez, I will agree with you 100%. If you mention even a Luis Diaz, I might even want to agree with you. Apart from those guys, I think a majority of Liverpool guys, yes, at the moment they are struggling, and it's a team. It's not a one-player thing. But you cannot say they don't have quality, just as you can't say PSG does not have quality. It's going to be a very difficult game. But if you look at it, I think the momentum, favors PSG at the moment, owing to the fact that Liverpool is currently struggling. Can that change? Yes, it can change. Their game against Man City will probably, whatever the performance is, will probably be a confidence booster into the Champions League game. That's just it.
All right, let's wait and see. The Champions League is not far off. Those games will be in the month of March. Okay, and whoever wins in the game between PSG and Liverpool will take on the winner of the game between Club Brugge and Aston Villa. So it looks very interesting as far as that one is concerned. There's PSV Arsenal. Arsenal fans are already saying that it's all a walk in the park. But let's not also forget, if they beat PSV, they will go and win, play the winner of Real. Let's go. That means that every chances of meeting Real Madrid in the quarterfinals are looking very bright for Arsenal. And some have even said Arsenal is going to win the Champions League maybe this season.
That's a dream that cannot be possible.
Well, for me, I'll say it's still easier for Arsenal to win Champions League than Liverpool. You see, I was saying something about the Liverpool team, right? And the why they laugh?
Why didn't you say Man U?
No, Man U is not in Champions League.
No, one day night.
Man U is not in
Maybe
Champions
tomorrow
League.
we say. Tomorrow we say Man U. No, wait now. He will say Man U has a chance of winning the Champions League now. He might even say it because of the way he hates Liverpool.
No.
Yes, you might say
this is not about hate. This is not. I was saying something about the team, right? The both of them squaring up against themselves, and I talk about the real superstars that they both Liverpool have, right? I mentioned those two players because these are the standard players for Liverpool, right? The rest of them, if you are a non-Premier League watcher, wait now. If you are a non-Premier League watcher, you definitely not know who Gravenberch is. You definitely not know who many of the guys in the middle of the park for Liverpool is. So, but that's not even the issue. For Arsenal, right? Arsenal's chance of winning the Champions League. I'll say it again. This is what I started with when you asked me the first question. That the Champions League, right? Many times we've seen teams that are very bad get to the finals. All you need, I'll say it is you need class, you need luck, and then form come next. So if you are riding on your form, to win Champions League,
Arsenal is on form now.
Arsenal is not on paper as at now. The form of Arsenal is not as strong as yours on paper today.
Wait, no.
But Arsenal,
wait, you're contradicting yourself.
No.
You said Arsenal has a better chance than Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying now.
Then you now said,
no,
okay, Arsenal is a lucky team.
Wait now.
Arsenal is a team that has luck.
Now. I said form comes last.
Okay.
Class.
Okay, they have class than Liverpool now.
Arsenal has a team with more experience than your team. Arsenal's team is more experienced than your team.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I've told you before, 2 seasons back to back, they chased Man City. For the this Liverpool team, the only players that have experience of winning the league is Salah, Van Dijk, and Arnold.
Even the Champions League, Arsenal has more experience. Yes.
No, I see.
Yes, now. Because they've
you agree with me.
They've nearly won the Champions League twice.
No, you agree with me that.
Yes, now. That's why they have better chance than Liverpool.
You agree with me that a team that is going to do well in the Championship.
Yes.
The major part of that team.
Yes.
They must have a very experienced midfielders.
Okay. And
Arsenal's midfield is more experienced than yours.
They won Champions League.
You don't. You are going back to the same thing.
Their midfield has more experience. The only midfielder I see.
I'm saying why they have.
The only midfielder I see. No, Declan Rice has won the Champions League before now. I think yes. I think Declan Rice has won. Was it Champions League?
He won. Is it
Nations League? Conference League. That's right.
Okay. What they call him? What's the name of that? Their captain. What's the name of their captain again? Odegaard. You know? When you play, it's difficult. Odegaard has won the Champions League now. Yes, you are trying to be funny now. That season,
you are the one who is trying to be funny now.
He inspired them to win the Champions League.
But fact has it that Arsenal's team, Arsenal as a team,
Thomas Partey has won the Champions League, right?
In chasing titles than this Liverpool.
Thomas Partey has won the Champions League now.
He hasn't. He's got
in Saudi Arabia, where?
No, now with Atletico now, yes.
Yeah, just be funny.
What about I'm trying to remember the other midfielder. Jorginho. Jorginho has won the Champions League. No, Jorginho has won the Champions League.
What's your point?
Yeah, we bring that. Yes, he wins that experience. He wins that experience to win the Champions League.
Compare the Arsenal team to your team. That's the focus.
The way they play.
Compare the Arsenal team to your team.
When they play,
you know that Arsenal team has more experience in chasing titles than this Liverpool team. This is not even a conversation.
Okay, time up. Okay, when they play Real Madrid, they will use that experience to beat Real Madrid.
I told you now. See, luck is a very integral part.
They will use that luck to beat Real Madrid. Okay.
But luck is an integral part of winning the Champions League.
I wish for that kind of luck.
You did it in 2006 now. You did it with luck in 2005, 2006 season. And 2004, 2005. Yes, now.
Okay.
You were lucky in that final.
Thank you very much for being a part of the show. And big thanks to you, Mayowa, for also being a part of the show this evening. And of course, big thanks to the guys behind the scene talking about the likes of Manfred, Alex, Jeremiah, and of course, Ikechukwu. My name is Jerry Apelahai. We'll hit you up again on Monday. We know that there's going to be a very big one in the Premier League, Man City up against Liverpool. Maybe if we start with that one today, we'll use another 3 hours. But it is what it is. Take care. And like I always say, if not waiting at all, do it the sport way.